The sun beat down mercilessly on the training ground as Captain Laura Hayes stepped out of the black SUV. Her boots hit the dusty ground with purpose, each step measured and deliberate. Around her, whispers began to circulate among the gathered recruits and officers. A woman. They sent a woman to lead this operation. Laura had heard it all before. The sideways glances, the barely concealed smirks, the assumptions that she had gotten here through connections rather than merit. What they didn't know was that behind the codename Black Viper lay years of grueling training, countless missions in hostile territories, and a record that spoke louder than any introduction ever could. The briefing room fell silent as she entered. 30 pairs of eyes tracked her movement to the front of the room. She could feel the skepticism radiating from every corner. The previous commander had been a decorated male officer with 20 years of service. And now here she was, younger, female, and about to tell these seasoned warriors how things would be done. She didn't introduce herself with pleasantries or apologies. Instead, she pulled up the mission parameters on the screen behind her and began speaking in a voice that carried the weight of absolute certainty. The mission was critical. Intelligence suggested a high-value target was operating in a compound 200 miles northeast. The window of opportunity was narrow. Failure was not an option. As she outlined the strategy, she noticed the body language in the room. Arms crossed. Eyes rolling. One officer near the back actually laughed under his breath when she mentioned the extraction timeline. It was Lieutenant Marcus Chain, a veteran with multiple tours under his belt. He clearly didn't think she knew what she was talking about. Laura paused mid-sentence and locked eyes with him. The room went even quieter if that was possible. She walked slowly toward his position, her footsteps echoing in the tense silence. When she reached his desk, she placed both hands on it and leaned forward. "What's funny, Lieutenant?" she asked, her voice calm but carrying an edge that could cut steel. He straightened slightly, caught off guard by the direct confrontation. "With all due respect, ma'am, that extraction timeline is impossible. We've run similar OPS in that terrain. You are asking for a 30-minute turnaround when the realistic time frame is at least 90 minutes. Laura held his gaze for a long moment. Then she straightened up and returned to the front of the room. She pulled up a satellite image and began marking coordinates with a laser pointer. She explained how the terrain could be used to their advantage, identified 3 alternative routes that standard protocols overlook, and demonstrated how a modified approach pattern could cut the timeline by more than half. But she didn't just rely on theory. She pulled up her own mission records, classified operations she had clearance to reference, showing how she had successfully executed similar extractions in even more challenging environments. Iraq, Afghanistan, Syria. The list went on, each mission more dangerous than the last. The room's energy began to shift. The crossed arms loosened. The skeptical expressions transformed into something resembling respect, or at least curiosity. She had their attention now, and she wasn't about to waste it. Over the next hour, Laura systematically dismantled every doubt in that room. She answered technical questions with precision. She acknowledged legitimate concerns and adjusted the plan accordingly, showing that leadership wasn't about being rigid but about being smart enough to integrate good ideas regardless of their source. When a senior officer questioned her decision to include a specific tactical unit in the operation, she didn't get defensive. Instead, she explained her reasoning, cited performance data, and then asked him for his alternative suggestion. When he provided it, she genuinely considered it, incorporated parts of it into the plan, and gave him credit in front of everyone. This wasn't about ego. This was about the mission. As the briefing concluded, Laura gave them their final instructions. Training would begin at 0500 the next morning. She expected everyone mission ready within 72 hours. There would be no shortcuts, no excuses, and no room for anything less than excellence. The next morning, Laura arrived at the training ground 30 minutes before the scheduled start time. She wasn't there to supervise from a distance. She was there to train alongside them. When the team ran obstacle courses, she ran them too. When they did weapons drills, she was on the line. When they practiced hand-to-hand combat, she partnered with anyone willing to face her. Lieutenant Chain found himself paired with her during a close quarters combat exercise. There was still doubt in his eyes, that lingering question of whether she could actually perform under pressure. The instructor called for them to begin, and what happened next erased any remaining skepticism. Laura moved with a speed and precision that came from years of real-world application. She anticipated Chain's movements, redirected his momentum, and had him in a submission hold within seconds. But she didn't humiliate him. She helped him up, explained the technique, and offered to drill it with him until he got it right. They went through the sequence 5 more times. Each time, Chain improved, and each time, Laura provided constructive feedback. By the end of the session, he wasn't just respecting her skill, he was learning from her. Word spread quickly through the unit. The new captain wasn't just talk. She could back up every word with action. She wasn't asking them to do anything she couldn't or wouldn't do herself. And perhaps most importantly, she was making them better. Over the next 2 days, the transformation was remarkable. The unit began to coalesce around Laura's leadership. They started referring to her by her codename, Black Viper, not as a joke but as a mark of respect. She had earned it through competence, consistency, and an unwavering commitment to the mission and to them. On the morning of the operation, the team gathered for final preparations. The atmosphere was completely different from that first briefing. These warriors who had doubted her now trusted her with their lives. They knew she had the tactical knowledge to plan the mission and the combat skills to execute it alongside them. Laura addressed them one final time before they boarded the helicopters. She didn't give a dramatic speech or try to pump them up with false bravado. She simply reminded them of their training, their purpose, and their commitment to each other. She told them she was honored to serve with them and that she had complete confidence in their ability to accomplish this mission. As the helicopters lifted off into the pre-dawn darkness, Laura felt the familiar surge of adrenaline mixed with focused calm. This was what she had trained for. This was where all those years of dedication, all those moments of doubt and determination had led. The mission itself unfolded with the precision of a well-rehearsed symphony. Every team member knew their role. Every contingency had been planned for. When unexpected complications arose, as they always did, the team adapted seamlessly because they had trained for adaptability. Laura led from the front, just as she had promised. When the team encountered resistance at the compound, she was the first through the breach. When a teammate went down with a minor injury, she ensured they were protected while providing covering fire. When the extraction window threatened to close, she made the split-second decision that saved the mission. 32 minutes after insertion, the team was back in the helicopters with the high-value target secure. They had beaten the timeline, accomplished the objective, and brought everyone home safely. The flight back was filled with the quiet satisfaction of a job well done. Lieutenant Chen caught Laura's eye and nodded, a simple gesture that conveyed more respect than any words could have. She nodded back, acknowledging not just him but the entire team. When they landed back at base, there were no dramatic celebrations. Professional warriors didn't need theatrics to validate their success. But there was a palpable sense of pride, of unity, of having accomplished something significant together. In the days that followed, the story of Black Viper's first mission as unit commander spread throughout the special operations community. But the story wasn't really about her proving herself as a woman in a male-dominated field. It was about a leader who refused to let others' expectations define her capabilities. It was about the power of competence over assumption, of action over words, of quiet confidence that didn't need to announce itself. Laura never sought recognition for breaking barriers or changing perceptions. She simply showed up every day, did the work, and led by example. The respect she earned wasn't given because she was a woman who succeeded despite the odds. It was given because she was an exceptional operator and leader who happened to be a woman. That distinction mattered. True equality wasn't about lowering standards or making exceptions. It was about holding everyone to the same high standard and recognizing excellence wherever it emerged. Captain Laura Hayes, Black Viper, had proven that quiet authority, unmatched skill, and years of unseen dedication could indeed change perceptions in an instant. Not through demands or arguments, but through undeniable competence and unwavering commitment to something greater than herself. And in that briefing room, on that training ground, and in that successful mission, she had shown everyone what true strength looked like.